Here we've got a small natural thaw pond situated in the middle of a stable shrub patch. And at some point the ground ice below this pond has melted away and left this little depression that developed into a pond. And we are interested to see what happens to these ponds, how they develop. Do they ever develop into stable shrub patches again? And if so, how and on what timescales? So what I've done here is I've put down these holes with markers. You can see some white ones over here. I've put these down at the boundaries of representative, distinct vegetation types, which is mostly, well, of course, the dwarf and the willow shrubs, sedges like Eriophorum angustifolium, sphagnum mosses, and we're going to come back to these ponds in the coming years to see how the vegetation types develop, which ones expand and which ones disappear. We've put down some blue markers, and on these sites we also measure abiotic variables such as soil moisture and temperature, thawing depth, relative surface elevation, and over there is a PVC well.
Well, that's shit. Can we start again?
No.
Hi.
Hi. What are you doing?
So what we've been doing here is we've been cutting out these cylinders to get samples from mosses, in particular from peat mosses, such as these ones. They're called the sphagnum species. And the characteristic is that they actually form this really nice carpet, as you can see here, very dense carpet. And the reason why we sample them is because we want to first establish the bulk density, so basically how much dry weight of moss is in this cylinder, in this particular piece of volume. And the other reason is that we would like to do some nutrient analysis to find out how much nutrient content, or what the nutrient content is in terms of nitrogen and phosphorus, potassium potentially. And then we put these beautiful information into a vegetation model, because we would like to simulate how sphagnum mosses, not only sphagnum mosses but other species as well, in these thaw ponds, how these sphagnum mosses will change over time in terms of the biomass, depending on different climatic conditions and competition between the plant species, etc., etc. So then, hopefully, we will see and get an idea of basically how these thaw ponds will change in the future, and whether or not they will recover or if they will stay like this. And all of this will have massive implications for climate change, especially in the Arctic, and especially in this area where data is really rare.
I've been collecting shrubs in thaw ponds, different kinds of shrubs, intact shrubs from the sides of the thaw pond, but also drowned shrubs that have died probably when the thaw pond formed and conditions got too wet, and some new recruitment from inside the pond. And we're going to use these shrubs for dendrochronology, so the analysis of tree rings to determine age of shrubs. And we're interested to see what this can tell us about the onset of recolonization of a thaw pond by shrubs, but also using the dead shrubs and cross-dating the timing of the onset of pond formation and shrub death. So what I do is I take several stem sections from ramets or seedlings, and using a slicer and a microscope I analyze the tree rings. So right now I am cutting the sections and putting it in little bottles with a conserving liquid to bring it to Wageningen University.